Hello, welcome back, and let's proceed with our bracing placement. And we left at this stage, and now we want to mirror this on the other end, and we want to mirror that at the other end. So I'll select on this, then press right click and come to special copy and pick on mirror. And I'll use the same mirror line, click run to copy the same members on the other side, and I'll select on this. Right click and come to special copy, mirror, and snap on that side and snap this side to create a mirror line, and click on that, and I'll be able to have my points on the other end. A reason why there's some adjustment that you need to make, because if you want to create a bolt between these 2 points, they have to turn their backs at some certain measurements. So on this I've just used 8 millimeter, so that if we turn this round, we'll be able to place our bolt to bolt these two together. So that I think it should be something very is something self-explanatory, can be done easily. So if I select on this, press Control and select on that, and select on that also, and I want now to populate this upward. So how do I do that? I've also left out my vertical bracings, so I'll only pick these ones. And leave the vertical bracings in place. The bracings in place. So I'd right click and come to special copy here and pick on linear. So from linear, I have how many? I have so many levels. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll have to feed here 4 right there. So the next thing I'm going to do, and since we are moving on the positive direction of the z-axis, I'm going to click OK, copy. So once I've copied that, if I turn it around like that, I'll be able to see all my braces in place. And the reason why I left this one out is because I need to turn this to make it boltable, to enable bolting become easy. So I have to select on this, then press Ctrl Q. So the moment I press Ctrl Q, I'll select on it. Then since the size of this member is 70, I'll be able to, I want to offset it up to let it sit on top of this member with a gap of 8 millimeter, so that we'll have a button plate in between to help to act like a flash or a spacer to help when doing the bolting. So I'll select on this member, select on that, and select on this, right click and come to special move. So once I've gone to special move, I want to make it move it up by 78. 78 include the 8 millimeter. So I'll move it up slightly like that and close that. So you want to move it up, I'll be able also to have some loophole of connecting that and that. So once I've done that, I can now include them on the other bracing. So I'll right click and come to special copy here, and just use this, take it up by 3 meters. 3 meters, how many do we need? We need 4 of them. If I click on that, I'll be able to have all of them in place. So to confirm that, if I come to level 15, if I double click on that, I'll be able to have only 1. And that is the problem now. We didn't select everything correctly. So I'll undo that. So that we come back and start copying once again. So let me just turn that around so that we don't have any members clashing. So let me select on that, right click and come to special copy once again and pick on linear, and I'll once again let it go up to 4 and click OK. So if I close that and come to level 15 and check that, I'm still able to see only that. If I come to level 9, I can see the 2. Level 12, I can see all of them. Level 15. So the actual levels are from 3 to 12. So I'll switch back to isometric view. So I want just to start creating the connection. So I'll use the bolted gusset plate here. So I want to weld this. And that. So you can see some confusion here. You can see some confusions here. So what we are going to do, we are just going to select on this, right click and come to special copy and pick on linear to make that correction. So I'll take it, add 4 of them and click OK. So we'll add 4 of them. So if I come back, I'll be able to see, or if I double click on A, on elevation A, I'll be able to see all my bracings in place. If I click on view line A1, I'll be able to see all my bracings in place. You can see that. View line 2, I'll be able to see all my bracings in place. So let me switch back to 3D so that we start creating the bracings or gusset plate connection between the column and our bracings. So I'll come to both gusset plate here and I'll pick this member, that member, and this member. Right click and come to that level and right click and select that member, press letter M, press enter to bring that editor box where you'll be able to customize that connection using a gusset plate. So let's just give some time, it will pop up, and here it is. So if we come to parts, here, we don't need any gusset. We don't need this stiffener. We don't need this stiffener. We just need to get rid of them by checking on that, check that, check that, check that, check that, and click apply, and we have that, all that in place. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing and click that, select on that, and select on this, and right click, and we have our connection in place. So I can just click on it, press M and enter to edit that. Give it some time and it will be applied. Let's give it some time. There we are, and we go to parts and we get rid of what we don't want to be seen. We don't need any gusset right there. So if I come here, I'll also be able to create a gusset plate between that member and this member, and that will be done. So if I double click on that spot, I'll be able to see I have my gusset plate already created there. So you can see that. Perfect. So I'll come here again and do the same thing here. Select on that, and select on the plate surface, right click and select on that and turn that around. You can see I've created a connection right there. So we can go ahead and do the same thing here. Select that, and right click to create a connection. That, this member and the plate, and we have a connection right there. So we can go ahead and do the same thing here. Select that member and select that member, right click to create a connection. So we have that in place. We haven't connected this. Let's do that, and the surface of a plate, right click and we turn that round like that and create a connection here. Connect that to that and this one, and we have a connection in place. So if I turn it around like that, we'll be able to see our connection is super nice. This is fantastic, and this is how you can do it. So let's try create a connection between this member, that member, this member, and this member, and right click, and we have a connection there. So in here we have to customize this. We'll select on that, then press letter M and press enter on your keyboard and give it some time to come up, because the profile of this gusset plate, no, it's not good for me. We want to customize it to look similar to the other one also. So what I'm going to do, I'm going just to use my presets here, and if I come here and maybe load that, and click that, we have our gusset plate in place. So this is how it looks, and probably okay, not bad. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this. Once I've selected on that, I'm going to clone. Let's try to see whether clone will work, and press on that. More than one node has been selected. We've been told that like that. So let me select that and select one node here. Press Control, select a node. Right then, maybe click clone, and we have 5 of them similar joints. So if we click proceed, from one is not connected to the joint, so we can just go ahead and click ignore and maybe see how it looks. So if you turn up, we'll be able to see this is not right. So we either go the manual way of connection, because the cloning is messing up slightly. So I'll come back here once again and create a connection between these two members, this member, that member, and that member, and right click, and we have members are not on the same plane. So let me turn that around. Select on that, this member, that, and that, and right click. So we have that member in place. So if I double select on that, press letter M and enter, we'll have our dialog box coming up, and that's the place where we'll customize the appropriate connection. So let's give it some time to appear, and we use our preset here. Just select on that, select on it, and load that, and apply and give it an OK. So we have our plate in place. We have this in place, but it's not the best way it should be. So what we're going to do, we are going to select on it. We are going to select on it once again. Enter that. Enter that. We'll give some time to come up. This is dependent on the computer speed, and we want to change the settings here because the profile of that particular gusset plate is not good. I'll load that. Remember, these settings can do by yourself, and this one looks like this. So let's meet on the next presentation, and I'll show you as we continue creating gusset plate between the column and the braces. Let's meet then. Bye bye.